Indiana Fever eked out a win against the Atlanta Dream.
Caitlin Clark and Rhyne Howard get into it here. He was fouling Caitlin Clark the whole game. Caitlin Clark coming back to Rhyne Howard.
I'm not scared of you.
This is Caitlin Clark's true rivalry.
Tensions exploded on the court just moments ago. Caitlin Clark and Rhyne Howard went head-to-head in a showdown that had fans on the edge of their seats.
The Indiana, like half of the freaking Dream fans or half the people there were Fever fans. As you can see, every game's a home game. She was getting booed by half the crowd. So at least Atlanta showed up with maybe 10,000 fans.
But this time, Clark didn't back down.
Caitlin Clark and Rhyne Howard going at it. I mean, cussing each other out. Look at them. They're going to show the rewind. Caitlin just laughing at her. Look, Caitlin is not scared of these women.
The Fever beating the Atlanta Dream.
She clapped back hard, both physically and verbally, sending a clear message. I'm strong now.
This was a scrappy game, and as Caitlin Clark says, I'm not afraid of you.
Get off me, right? And then that's what Rhyne Howard got a little pissed. Look at her. Shoving her. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm here. Look at her. In my opinion, Rhyne Howard had a hand on her. She just brushed her off. She bumped her off, you know? That's all that happened.
What started as a routine play turned into a fierce battle, and Caitlin absolutely destroyed the narrative that she's someone you can intimidate.
Caitlin Clark's system of playing basketball is just so different and so unique, and it is so impactful.
You do not want to miss what just went down. And if you're riding 100% for Caitlin Clark, flood that comment section right now, drop a 100% for Caitlin, and let the world know whose side you're on.
Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar.
Caitlin Clark knows what's coming. Caitlin Clark rises up and is the star.
Caitlin Clark is phenomenal. She is somebody like we have never seen before.
You guys are lucky you have Caitlin Clark. You are lucky you have the Indiana Fever.
Caitlin Clark came out with a 20, 10, and 10 triple-double to start the season.
Caitlin Clark has made the WNBA relevant.
It all started with what looked like just another possession, but it quickly turned into one of the most talked about moments of Caitlin Clark's rookie season. Late in the Fever's Dream matchup, Rhyne Howard started playing Caitlin rough.
There was some little bumping and grinding, a little pushing off, man. They were going at each other in this game, man. Check out this footage right here where they were actually having a little attitude with each other. Check this out. But she's holding her right there. Look at the hand checking, right? We got the hand checking going on the hip.
Real old school, hand checking, bodying her up, and trying to physically dominate the rookie phenom. But Clark wasn't having it. With Howard's hand pressed into her hip and chest, Caitlin gave her a sharp push and snapped, "Get off me." The intensity in her eyes said it all. Then came the viral exchange. Howard shoved her back, and Caitlin didn't flinch. Instead, she fired right back with a cold, confident stare and told her straight up, "I'm not scared of you."
Rhyne Howard just interrupts that momentum, barrels into her. They kind of get into it and shove each other. And Rhyne Howard says something to Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark basically says, "I'm not scared of you, not once, but twice."
And to seal the moment, she gave the most savage response you could imagine. A thumbs up like, "That's all you got?"
Rhyne Howard says something towards somebody, probably towards the bench or something, says something, and then points at Caitlin and says something. Caitlin's response, thumbs up. By the way, these are the times. This is hilarious.
This wasn't just trash talk. It was a statement, a declaration that Caitlin Clark has evolved. She's no longer the target other players can rough up to throw off her rhythm. She's battle-tested now. Even fans watching live felt the shift in energy. Clark stood her ground and owned the moment. What was even more shocking, this wasn't a heated rivalry built on hate. Clark and Howard have played on the same Team USA squads. They faced off in college. But on that floor, all that friendship vanished. And it became a war of wills.
Rhyne Howard was able to do what she did was because of the ref. The referees are absolutely at fault.
Commentators and fans alike are calling this the moment Caitlin proved she's not just a shooter or a media star. She's a fighter. One fan said, "They try to punk her every game. She's tired of it." And clearly that night she drew a line in the sand. If there's one thing this WNBA season has made clear, It's that Caitlin Clark didn't just come into the league to play basketball, she came to dominate it.
Caitlin Clark still has the same support she had last year. She is simply on fire right now.
Caitlin Clark, generational talent. She's the one. They put the team around her right now.
She is the one. This is the golden goose. This is the one.
Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage.
Caitlin Clark knows what's coming. Caitlin Clark rises up and is the star.
And she knew exactly what she needed to work on after her debut weeks. Physicality. Last year, even at Iowa, Clark was occasionally knocked off balance, bumped on drives, and targeted by defenders trying to frustrate her. But that's not the version of Caitlin we're seeing now. This is a new Caitlin, stronger, tougher, and unshakable. Fans and analysts couldn't help but notice it during the Fever's recent games. One creator even put it perfectly. You just got free tickets to the gun show.
Caitlin Clark's muscles. Have a look at this. We notice. I didn't see those. I mean, you just got free tickets to the gun show.
Her arms, clearly more defined. Her movement, more grounded. The muscle she's added isn't just cosmetic, it's strategic. And it's showing up in all the little moments. When she fights through screens, takes contact on the drive, or holds her own in scrappy confrontations like the one with Rhyne Howard. Even critics who once said Caitlin wasn't built for the W are being forced to backpedal. She's no longer getting tossed around like she was early in the season. The bumping, the hits, the extra shoves, none of it phases her now. And her confidence, sky high. She's not just reacting anymore. She's initiating. She's telling opponents exactly where she stands, and she's doing it with fire. And let's not ignore the mental toughness that's come with it. In the same game where she stood her ground against Howard, she struggled from the three-point line.
Caitlin Clark was just getting hacked, but Caitlin Clark got into foul trouble. She didn't make one three-pointer. This is the first time in her professional career that she has not made a three-pointer.
Ending a 140-game streak of making at least one triple. Most players would sulk, lose their rhythm, let the moment get to them. Not Caitlin. Instead, she focused on facilitating, defending, and stepping up in other ways to help secure the Fever's victory.
Fever rose to the occasion, bringing it back in the fourth quarter, winning 81-76. The Indiana Fever, I can see it. The Indiana Fever are the only basketball team in the WNBA with NBA, professional sports level eyes.
That's leadership. That's growth. Off the court, Clark's transformation is just as noticeable. From gym sessions to media appearances to her now viral State Farm logo ad.
Caitlin Clark is better from the logo. Her logo threes have become one of her trademarks, certain.
I could do everything from the logo.
She's better from the logo. She can open jars from the logo. She does everything better from the logo, even vision test.
She's embodying the image of an athlete who's always improving. That ad wasn't just clever marketing, it was a metaphor. Caitlin Clark is no longer just shooting from the logo. She's operating her entire game from that distance, mentally and physically ahead of her competition. When Caitlin said, "I'm strong now," it wasn't just about muscles. It was about resilience, about taking every cheap shot, every elbow, every foul that didn't get called, and turning it into fuel. Every team in the league has tried to send a message to her, but now she's sending one back.
She's great for the sport. She's great for the game. There's a lot of adult males who are fans and going to it, but you got a lot of little girls that are coming out watching their hero play, and she's selling out every arena. It's great for the sport.
Yeah, she's the most popular women's athlete on the planet. Her style of play, shooting the deep threes, the passes that she has, she's probably the best college scorer, men's or women's, when it comes to wire to wire as far as a career goes.
You can hit me, you can trash talk me, but you can't break me. And that's the real win. Because strength in this league isn't just about stats, it's about survival. Caitlin Clark isn't just surviving the WNBA, she's rewriting what it looks like to thrive in it. While the media continues to pump air into the Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese narrative, there's a different rivalry quietly emerging.
Not the Angel Reese stuff. Rhyne Howard, Alicia Gray. You can put one of them. I think it's more so Rhyne Howard. Rhyne been watching Angel.
One that's more authentic, more intense, and far more meaningful to the evolution of the WNBA. It's Caitlin Clark versus Rhyne Howard. And this isn't just about flashy headlines or social media feuds. This is about skill, competitiveness, and two elite athletes pushing each other to their limits every time they meet on the court. The recent confrontation between Caitlin and Rhyne wasn't the beginning of some drama-filled beef. It was a battle between two competitors who've known each other for years, who've faced off in college, shared the court on Team USA rosters, and understand exactly what the other brings to the game.
Like when they played in preseason, Ryan Howard straight up to Caitlin talking to them. These are competitors. These are players that have played with each other on Team USA's. These are players that played against each other in college. These are players that will play with each other on future Team USA's. These are players that are going to play against each other for their careers.
That familiarity makes it personal in the best way. They respect each other, but when the ball tips off, the gloves come off. And that's exactly what happened. Rhyne Howard is no pushover. She's been a WNBA All-Star, a scoring threat, and one of the Atlanta Dream's brightest stars. So when she turned up the pressure on Clark, defensively smothering her, hand-checking like it was the 1980s, and barking after plays, it was a test. It was the kind of challenge veterans throw at rookies to see what they're really made of. Clark passed that test with fire in her eyes and that now iconic thumbs up. But what makes this rivalry real is how basketball itself is at the center of it. This isn't just about branding or fan bases. It's about elite shot making, defense, and unfiltered grit. It's the perfect blend of intensity and mutual recognition.
Rhyne Howard, who made some pretty tough shots. She was impressive on defense. She came away with 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 assists.
In the Indiana Fever tough win against the Atlanta Dream is.
Howard brings strength, savvy, and experience. Clark brings flair, range, and confidence. Together, they're creating the kind of back and forth that's must-watch basketball. And while some fans were quick to say, Howard got the better of Caitlin in that game statistically, the bigger picture tells a different story. Yes, Howard scored more and had key moments, but Clark's team won, and Clark stayed composed under pressure, even while dealing with the constant physicality and lack of calls from the refs.
I just don't know what it is about giving Caitlin Clark foul calls that has the referees so averse, but calling more on her. And basketball is so mental. Like when you get into someone's head, it can like really mess the rest of their game up. It can mess the momentum up. It can just mess the rhythm up.
Yeah, Ryan Howard was overly physical. It's because the referees let her be overly physical.
That's the beauty of this rivalry. It's not one-sided. Both players bring something dangerous to the court, and both walk away better for having played the other. What's more, this rivalry is helping redefine the WNBA's entertainment value. While old narratives and drama-stirring headlines still grab attention, what really drives interest is good basketball, and Clark versus Howard delivers.
Rhyne Howard. She was also hacking Caitlin Clark. This was technically a win.
This isn't just pushing the sport forward. It's reshaping who fans tune in for, what rivalries they invest in, and how stars are measured not by drama, but by impact. And make no mistake, Caitlin Clark's impact is seismic. Her presence alone is altering the league's business landscape. When the Fever came to Atlanta, the game had to be moved to the Hawks Arena due to overwhelming ticket demand. One game with Caitlin Clark on the floor outsold all other Dream home games combined. That's not hype, that's history in the making. Average ticket prices for Fever games on the road have tripled, crossing over $200 per seat.
Impact on ticket prices of Caitlin Clark, and it's pretty remarkable. Her impact is huge, though, on ticket prices. I mean, you're talking about the average ticket price for a Caitlin Clark game is over $200 when they come to town. $213, which is about triple the roughly $70 average for WNBA tickets that do not involve the Indiana Fever.
Numbers the WNBA has never seen before on a consistent basis. She is bringing in new audiences, selling jerseys, and putting the league on the sports map in a way that's impossible to ignore.
They're the bullies that are trying to break Caitlin Clark. They want to paint Indiana Fever fans as bad, not because of the fans, because that what they eventually want is they want to freaking bully every single player away from the Indiana. The reason why they want to paint Indiana Fever fans are bad is because they want to bully every single player away from the Fever so that Caitlin Clark is alone.
And this matters beyond numbers. Because the more eyes on the league, the more opportunities for players like Rhyne Howard to rise with her. Every rivalry Clark builds gives her opponents a bigger stage. Every showdown she survives makes the league more exciting. And every moment, like the stare down with Rhyne or the bold, "I'm not scared of you" moment, becomes a viral chapter in a larger story of women's sports breaking new ground. This isn't just about a rookie versus a vet. It's about a generational shift.
This is the generational, multi-generational player.
Caitlin Clark is phenomenal. She is somebody like we have never seen before.
You guys are lucky you have Caitlin Clark. You are lucky you have the Indiana Fever.
Caitlin Clark is on the cover of Slam. Super duper star. Super duper star. It is no surprise at all. And again, Slam magazine was a big thing.
It's about competition without bitterness, fire without hate. It's about two elite hoopers lifting each other in the league with every gritty, glorious minute they spend battling it out. And if the WNBA is smart, they'll lean into this rivalry hard. Caitlin Clark versus Rhyne Howard is the kind of storyline fans crave, not contrived, but earned.
Caitlin Clark, I've been noticing, I've been following her career since she was a sophomore at Iowa, and I recognized how different she was, how different she played the game. I used to tell all my colleagues who are not into women's basketball, I say, hey, man, you got to check out this girl at Iowa, man. She shoots from the logo. She shoots from almost half court. She's different. And men who travel with us in our traveling party who are basically anti-women's basketball, just didn't care for it, didn't want to talk about it, had no interest in it at all. All of a sudden, they started watching Caitlin Clark and got intrigued by her, and they became fans of her and her game. She needs a Jeep endorsement, a commercial, because Jeep is an acronym that I've come up with of the way she has been treated and not welcomed into the WNBA. Jeep, the acronym is JEEP, and that stands for jealousy, envy, egos, and pettiness.
This is what real rivalries look like. Mutual respect, competitive fire, and the kind of edge that turns regular season games into unforgettable clashes. Because in the end, the league doesn't just need stars, it needs stories. And Caitlin versus Rhyne might be the most authentic one yet. What we witnessed wasn't just another game, it was a turning point. Caitlin Clark didn't just respond to Rhyne Howard's aggression, she flipped the script. She showed the world that she's not only here to score buckets, but to stand her ground, take the hits, and still come out on top.
It is a balance, but she's a generational talent. No league's ever about one player, but in this case, Caitlin brought tens of millions of new viewers into the W, and there's no denying that impact. But again, you do want to balance it because obviously you saw what happened with Juju Watkins, getting hurt. You want to balance making sure that you're also promoting your other stars like an Asia Wilson, like a Brianna Stewart. Nafisa Collier killed it last year. I mean, she was the runner-up, MVP, and the Defensive Player of the Year.
I loved her.
This year, sustain the momentum we had last year and gain even new viewers.
She's stronger now, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And moments like this, they prove that Caitlin Clark isn't just surviving in the WNBA, she's shaping it.
Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark effect seems to be crazier than year one.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
I love watching her score and just everything about her.
So whether you're Team Caitlin or just a fan of greatness, one thing's for sure. This rivalry is only getting started, and we'll be right here to watch every minute of it unfold. If you stand 100% behind Caitlin Clark, drop a 100% for Caitlin in the comments and let the league know. We see her strength, we see her growth, and we've got her back. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the next moment that shocks the league. This isn't just basketball anymore. This is a movement.